text for chapter 3 and text 9. यज्ञाता कर्मणो अन्यत्र रूपोऽयं कर्म reduce. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's fine, no?
It's fine.
Huh? Everybody have it? So we are reading from this Bhagavad Gita shloka. The translation: work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. Perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Purport: since one has to work even for simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for a particular social position and quality are so made that the purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajna wise Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serve Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashrama institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnashrama Achararata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhyate. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil work has their reactions. And any reaction binds performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work. And in the beginning, this process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for such satisfaction, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reactions of work, but also gradually elevate one to the transcendental loving service of Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Tadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurav Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sadhana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Kacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshakarine Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavadibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahadanyaya Krishna Premagurayane Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Vardhaprishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tattakanchana Yorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. It was nice drama, seeing all the wonderful kids, like playing the part of or enacting the pastimes of Dashavata. So Dashavata Stotra is also very amazing in this one, which recollects the 10 prominent incarnations of the Lord, and it's very purifying to remember these pastimes and enact these pastimes and things like that. So, in fact, the Vedic culture, the Krishna consciousness or remembrance of Krishna is the thing which is going to purify us. So, it's the thing that is going to purify us, and it's the thing that is going to help us make advancement in Krishna consciousness. And the exactly opposite to that is the act of sense gratification. So, which is, in fact, we will just read a few translations from end of the third chapter, and then again come to this particular shloka, where Arjuna is asking Krishna, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? So this is something that Arjuna is asking. How a living entity is dragged to perform a sinful activity. So then Krishna is telling, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world. So this definition, this we see, this lust is the primary enemy of all the living entities in this world. And in fact, Krishna mentions that thus the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. So what is this definition of lust? So trying to enjoy something which is not my property, that is called lust. So now everything that exists is Krishna's property. God is the proprietor of everything. Bhoktara, Venkatakasham, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the owner of everything that exists. So now when I try to enjoy the property of God, so without His permission or without the thing that is sanctioned by the Lord, so then it is called lust. So this is the basic problem. Now we see that even in the in our modern setup also, in the government setup also, we see that if anybody steals another's property, he is charged, he is punished, he is considered to be a thief, and he is punished. So now, like wholesale, we have stolen Krishna's property and then we are dividing ourselves. So it is, Prabhupada sometimes he mentions that two thieves, they made burglary and they looted a bank. And then after that, they both are telling like, we should divide this and whatever we have stolen, properly, So we should not do any, the cheating, We should not do any cheating in the division between two thieves. So first of all, everything is stolen property. So then, within that, division is something like, that is how the modern civilization is. So modern civilization has not given any importance to the God-given laws. It's all the resources that are present is God's property. And if at all I have to use that, I have to follow the rules and regulations given by God. So that is the way to actually access the opulences of this world, right? So now this idea of I can enjoy independent from the Supreme Lord, so that is the root cause of our material existence, and that is another way it is called as sense gratification. So sense gratification means senses and sense objects coming together, like egi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yona. So, but even for our normal living, we need to have some sense gratification. We need to eat something. We need to have sufficient clothing for us. We need to have some decent house to live. So then senses and sense objects are going to come together only. And then what is the definition of bhakti? Rishiketa Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchati. So that means that is also like senses and sense objects coming together. So now it is Rishikena means like through the senses, when the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, so then it becomes Krishna consciousness. So now it is the basic principle is senses and sense objects will come together, but then in what way we bring them together, so that makes the difference whether it is Krishna consciousness or it is sense gratification. Whether it is help us to get liberated or whether it is going to keep us bound in this material world more and more. So this is the whole logic. So now we need to understand what is this Krishna consciousness. So that is where this particular shloka comes, the shloka that we read Yajnata karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartam karma bhunte mukta sangha samachara. So the translation is work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. So what needs to be performed? Throughout the day we are performing so many activities. So right from we have to sleep to get the body rejuvenated. Then we have to do our nitya kriyas like taking bath, cleansing ourselves and things like that. So then after that we need to work. We need to do so many different things like we are handling so many different activities. So here it is mentioned, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. So our only activity must be sacrifice to Vishnu. So that is yajna. Yajna arthat karmano. Anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you perform anything apart from yajna, that will put you in karma bandhana. So like we saw that basic principle of any action is senses and sense objects coming together. Like eyes seeing something or tongue tasting something or ears hearing something. So senses and sense objects have to come together. That is how the work is done. In fact, if you see, there are 5 jnana indriyas and 5 karma indriyas. What is jnana indriyas? Knowledge acquiring senses. Eyes, because we can learn something through seeing, and ears, because we can learn something by hearing, and learn something by tasting, learn something by touching and things like that. So this, like the 5 senses, eyes, nose, tongue, ear, and skin, and things like that. So these are all like called as the jnana indriyas. And there are something called karma indriyas. There are also 5 are there, through which some work can be done. So what are the karma indriyas? Hands, legs, speech, like is a karma indriya, like or capacity to speak, the mouth, the capacity to speak, hands, legs, mouth, then anus and genitals. So this is through which we can actually perform some work. So like all of them essentially are needed. Karma indriyas and jnana indriyas are essentially needed to perform any work. And anything that I perform through these things must be yajna. If I perform anything apart from yajna, that is going to bind me. If I am going to perform anything that is Krishna consciousness, that is going to help me get towards liberation or going back to Godhead. So this is the basic science. So now work has to be sacrifice for Vishnu. So if like how to sleep for Vishnu, and how to do eating for Vishnu. We know eating for Vishnu means like we should offer, and whatever is yajna shishta, yajna shishta, or whatever is the remnants of yajna, whatever is remnants of the puja of the Lord, that has to be consumed as yajna shishta or prasad. In the same way, like throughout the day I am doing various works as a service to the Supreme Lord, and if I give rest to the body, to get rejuvenated to render service to the Supreme Lord, so that is also considered to be an act of service to the Supreme Lord, right? So it's just like if you are having a vehicle and if you are using for a particular purpose, so time to time maintenance and cleansing and things like that are also considered to be of that only, that expense only. So in that way, like even in when we account the things, so if we are using the vehicle for the purpose of construction, so then the petrol bill goes to construction account. So then if you are using that for the purpose of going somewhere and preaching activities, then that petrol bill goes into preaching expense actually. So it is the act of filling petrol is the same, but then for what purpose it is done, so then it becomes like that. So now if I sleep and rejuvenate myself for performing sinful activities, then the sleeping time is accounted for in sinful account. And if I am rejuvenating myself for rendering devotional service to the Lord, so then that sleep time is also accounted for in devotional service of the Lord. So it is in that way like it has to be considered. So essentially speaking, every activity that I perform must be a sacrifice for Vishnu. Must be a worship. So that is why people, they used to tell work is worship. What is this? It is true only, the statement is true, but it is wrongly understood now. So like work is worship means that work which is ordained by the Supreme Lord as a Varna Ashrama Dharma. So all of us, at any point in time, will be belonging to some varna and ashram. No, so like this one brahmana varna or kshatriya varna or different varna, and then ashrama, like brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Accordingly, Krishna has given certain rules and regulations and certain job description. Now, this you can imagine the whole world as the company of Krishna, and for everybody, he has allotted a job description. And when we perform those job descriptions for the pleasure of Krishna, so then that is considered to be yajna. So like now, this one, what is it? Krishna mentions this thing that dharma abhiruddha, kamosmi. So that means even the sexual activity. So if it is performed according to dharma, that becomes yajna. But if it is against the dharma, so then that becomes sense gratification. So any activity for that sake, like all the activities practically what we are performing, so they have to be performed according to the rules and regulations of the Supreme Lord, as it is given in the Shastras. So that work then has to be performed as a sacrifice of Vishnu. Otherwise, work causes bondage in the material world. So therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. So like the Lord is mentioning that work has to be done for the satisfaction of Vishnu. So now, let's study the purport a little bit. Since one has to work even for simple maintenance of the body, prescribed duties for a particular social position and quality are so made that the purpose can be fulfilled. So we have so many different purposes. So we have like all the purposes are mentioned as we need to have sense gratification, and for sense gratification we need to have money, like wealth. So for that also one has to perform dharma. So dharma, artha, kama. So if one performs dharma, he will get artha, like money, and through the money he can actually get his desires fulfilled. So this is dharma, artha, kama. And then if somebody wants to go back to Godhead and somebody wants to get liberated and things like that, still dharma has to be performed. So dharma can actually produce two kinds of results. So dharma means like prescribed duties, whatever responsibilities, both material responsibilities and spiritual responsibilities. Whatever responsibilities we have, if we do those responsibilities properly, then what is the result? The result is, either you get artha and kama, either you get material wealth and sense gratification, or you get liberation or going back to Godhead. So it is like a currency. When you perform dharma, when you perform your prescribed duties properly, so then it is like a currency that can be exchanged for sense gratification or that can be exchanged for liberation. So based on our desire, whatever we want. But everybody must perform dharma. There is no question of doing adharma. So everybody must perform dharma. And that dharma can be translated for either sense gratification or for liberation. So generally the scripture, or especially Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they recommend don't perform dharma for sense gratification. So like because whatever is needed for you, so that will anyway come. Like tasya hetu prayate ho vivo naladyeto brahmata muparyada. So one should perform one's activities to get something which you cannot get within the three worlds, within the entire material world. You should aim for something beyond the material world, because we are living entities, we are spirit souls, we belong to the spiritual world, and we should aim to go back to the spiritual world. So we should perform dharma for the sake of going back to our eternal home, that is spiritual world. So, but for the sake of like understanding the philosophy, the varnashrama dharma, our specific duties, what is there. When we perform it nicely, so it can be exchanged for sense gratification or it can be exchanged for liberation. So like these two options that are there. So like one has to maintain himself, even for maintenance of one's body, he needs to have something, and for that the solution given is the prescribed duties or varnashrama dharma. And yajna means Vishnu or sacrificial performances. So what is yajna? Yajna means yajna vai Vishnu, yajna vai Saha or yajna vai Vishnu. So that is, yajna means Vishnu. So, or yajna means the act that is performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. So these two meanings are there. So one has to, one's work, one's karma has to be an act that is meant for satisfying Vishnu. So this is this one. So all sacrificial performances are also meant for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. So this is the Vedic culture. You see, like entertainment. Sometime back we had entertainment, so of drama. So that entertainment is also an act which is meant to please Vishnu. So like if you glorify Vishnu, so Vishnu will be pleased. And at the same time, we are having nice entertainment. And we have nice festivals like Sankranti festival is there. Where what is it? New grains. It's a festival of new harvest. And new harvest is offered to Lord Vishnu. And then a big feast is held, and so many people are having nice festival. And the festival is also yajna. Like we can see that Diwali festival or whatever maybe the festivals like our Vedic tradition. So all of them are so nice, entertainment is there, and at the same time it is an act performed for pleasure of Lord Vishnu. So entertainment must be for the pleasure of Vishnu. Our regular work must be for pleasure of Vishnu. So everything that we perform must be for pleasure of Vishnu. So one should be trained to perform yajna throughout the day, 24/7. One should, every activity that he is performing must be for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Okay. So externally speaking, a person performing sense gratification and a person who is a devotee of Lord, he may appear, both of them appear the same. Like he is also doing work, he is also having family, children and things like that. A devotee is also having everything. Like what is the difference? The difference is, like one person is doing based on what he thinks is the best or what the society is telling is the best. Another person is diligently following Krishna's instructions which is given in the scriptures for doing the very same activity. So then that becomes devotional service. So that becomes devotional service, and another thing becomes like sense gratification. So this is the training that we are trying to impart. That so one should perform all the activities. How to perform all our activities as yajna? How to perform sleep as an yajna? How to perform taking bath as an yajna? How to perform eating food as an yajna? And how to perform like my duties as a husband or a wife or a father or a mother, how to perform these duties as an yajna. So this is the training that is actually being offered. And if we know how to perform all our daily activities in a way to please the Supreme Lord, so then Krishna consciousness is understood very nicely. Then you are proceeding towards liberation. So but if we don't know how to perform these activities in a form of yajna, so then we are getting caught up with the material bondage. So this is how this one is. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. So now we see there is something called directly serving Vishnu and something called like yajnas, that is generally performed. So now directly serving Vishnu means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and things like that. So that is like only performing those activities. Only renunciants can be like that. So only renunciants can simply perform Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that. And they doesn't need to manage a family or perform any material activity or have an income or bank balance and things like that. So they can just be focused on the direct service of Krishna. So but then others, especially the investors, they have to perform, they also have to perform Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that. But along with that, they also have to do something to earn their livelihood. And along with that, they have to maintain their family and things like that. So those activities also must be performed according to the instructions of Krishna. So then in this way, like that becomes yajna. So like this, both the ways, either a person is a grahastha or a renunciant, in any ways one has to perform yajna, like prescribed yajna. Now for example, grahasthas, they have the license to manage a family, keep bank balance and things like that. But for renunciants, if they keep bank balance, that becomes adharma. so like it is only grahasthas allowed to keep bank balance. So renunciants are not allowed to keep bank balance. Renunciants are not allowed. Many things are not permissible. So it is not that saving money, in a Krishna conscious way, for a good purpose It's always dharma. It is for grahastha, it is dharma. For renunciant, it is not dharma, it is adharma. So like in this way, like dharma differs for different people. No, like what is my varna and ashrama position? Accordingly, like I have certain dharmas to be followed, so that I need to follow. Some of basic dharmas are there, so that is truthfulness, austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and things like that. These are all basic dharma which everybody has to follow. So, but on top of it, like for grahasthas there is different dharma is there. For renunciants there is different dharma is there. For men there is different dharma is there. For women there is different dharma is there. For father there is different dharma is there. For mother there is different dharma is there. So one need to understand these things, and from where we will understand all these things? By studying of scripture. So like we have knowingly or unknowingly we have some responsibilities, and we need to understand how to discharge those responsibilities, dharmically. So that is why this whole training is there. So the Varnashrama institution also aims at satisfying Vishnu. So Varnashrama Acharavata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhate. So it is the Varnashrama activities are also Vishnu Aradhana. Like our maintenance of family is also Vishnu Aradhana. Our chanting of names of Krishna is also Vishnu Aradhana. Our offering of Bhoga and our offering of various different things, all these things, devotional activities, definitely it is Vishnu Aradhana. And material activities also must be Vishnu Aradhana. So we should not, as a Vaishnava, as a devotees, we should not perform anything which is not yajna or worship of Vishnu. So like everything must be worship of Vishnu. So that is this one. So like Varnashrama also is Vishnu Aradhana. So therefore one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in the material world will cause bondage. For both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. So now we see that what is this bondage and reaction and things like that. So now everything belongs to Krishna, and if I use it according to Krishna's direction, I don't generate any karma. So like if I do in that way, so then there is no material bondage. So what all things are there to consider, so that I will not be bound to this material world and I will get liberated. I will go towards liberation. First and foremost, adharma should not be performed. I should not access Krishna's property against his will. So that is not that I should not perform. If I do that, so then material bondage will happen because it will result in sinful activity. I am utilizing something. It is the basic fundamental thing is anything that I consume, that must be Vishnu Prasad. If that is why we say traditionally, if you buy new clothes, you keep it in front of the Lord. You buy a new car, like you perform Gadi Puja, like first you keep the Lord and perform this one. So this idea is there. In our culture, this idea is there. Anything new, freshly taken, first it should be utilized in the service of Lord. Then after that I can take it. So this is like this is the basic this one. So like anything has to be performed as an offering to the Supreme Lord. If I perform it without offering to the Supreme Lord, so then that becomes adharma. So then that is sinful, and then that causes sinful reactions where I have to suffer for that in the future. And then there is, if I perform Vishnu worship of Vishnu, but my desire is self-gratification. My desire is I want to become crorepati, or I want to become like a very opulent person and things like that and all. Or Janma, Aishwarya, Shukashri, good birth, education, beauty and wealth. If I am aspiring for these things, so then it will turn into, the same Vishnu worship will turn into punya. Punya karma. So punya karma means what? Again, to get that punya I have to take birth. Bondage is there. So now Vishnu worship has to be performed with a desire that I want to get liberated from this world and I want to go back to the spiritual world. Such kind of executing of Vishnu worship or such kind of execution of our daily duties will actually burn the punya and papa, and then it will facilitate to go back to the spiritual world. So now we see that here any work that is done like which is not for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so then it causes bondage. Both good and evil, both punya and papa, they have their reactions, and the reactions binds the performer to this world. Binding means what? Like I have to no, I'm bound to this world, no. Like even if I want that, no, I want to like sometimes people actually think that this world is so frustrating. No, I should commit suicide. So like they commit suicide, that is against. No, first of all, like no, this whatever happiness and distress is coming to us, it's because of my past activities. No, and what is Krishna mentioning about that? Matras prashastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agma payano anitya stanti tikshva bharata. You should tolerate that. Why I should tolerate happiness and distress? Because you did something and for that result is coming. No, you cannot say like I will not take that result. No, so like whatever results of your activity is coming back, and you should tolerate those results of the activities and work in such a way that future these kind of results will not come. No, so that is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. So one should not like retaliate the happiness and distress that comes in this world. And one should tolerate the happiness and distress and continuously work for liberation. You know? So this one that is given. So now somebody commits suicide. So that is considered to be very sinful. This one already he is committing suicide because of misery, which is because of his past sinful activities. And if he commits suicide, that is even more sinful. It is just like somebody had posted in a group, like that prisoner trying to escape. In our WhatsApp group, they had posted in our combination WhatsApp group. So like the prisoner is trying to escape from the jail, and that is first of all in the jail he has to undergo his punishment, and if he undergoes the punishment, then he can come out, of the jail. He can get liberated. But without undergoing punishment, he is trying to escape from the jail. So what will happen? His term only will increase. He will be again caught and put inside the jail, and extra offense of escaping from the jail, for that also punishment is given. So in that way, like so one should know simply like one should not try to escape from this world. One should know how to perform his activities in such a way that he can burn the punya and papa, and then he can become liberated. So that is called devotional service. And such devotional service or such art of performing yajna has to be studied very nicely. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu, and while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. And see, if a person is even in the family life, oh, so this even in the even in while performing our regular activities, as a family man, still we can be in the liberated state of existence. That's what is very nicely put forward. So we should not compromise on our chanting or our devotional principles. And on top of it, whatever our regular duties that are there, so we should do it in a Krishna conscious way, right? So when we do in such a way, like when we do, so then we position ourselves in the platform of liberated position, right? So this is great art of doing work. This kind of doing work is a great art. And in the beginning, the process requires very expert guidance. How to perform all my daily activities as a service to Vishnu. So that requires expert guidance in the beginning, and later on, so one will know like how to study the scriptures and how to perform that art of work very nicely, right? So that is called karma yoga. Like how to perform work in such a way that I will not become affected by the karma. Just like how to deal with electricity in such a way I will not get shocked. So every day we are dealing with electricity for fan, for light, for heater, cooler, everything we are dealing with electricity. But we are not getting shocked, because we know electricity is very powerful, this one, and it can harm us also. It is very dangerous also. But we know like how to put that in the proper sleeves and switches and things like that. In the same way, material activities, it's the cause of bondage. Material activities is the cause of bondage. But if we know the art of performing work, or if we know how to perform karma yoga in Krishna consciousness, so then that becomes insulating. Though we are dealing with material energy, the material energy will not affect us. Still we can maintain the liberated position. So if we do the every single activity as worship of Vishnu. So one should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. So Arjuna had the direct opportunity to work with Krishna. Krishna was directly guiding. So in the absence of direct guidance of Krishna, one should accept guidance, from someone who is there directly connected in parampara, not to Krishna. So in that way, like, one will be able to get the same benefit of working under Krishna. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. The sense gratification is the root cause or the basic disease, like trying to enjoy Krishna's property without Krishna's consent. So that is the root cause of all the material existence. So now, we should not do that, and we should do only activities which are meant for satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of birth, but also gradually elevate one to the transcendental loving service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. So by this practice, over a period of time, we will become like very advanced in Krishna consciousness, and we can get to the higher rungs of devotional service, and which can take us back to the spiritual world. So very, very nice shloka and very nice purport, like to meditate upon for our daily activities. Now I would like to cite just one pastime from Ramayana. Haribol. The kids are having separate class there. So this, so Lord Rama, like he performed he demonstrated. Basically Lord Rama is Maryada Purushottama, and he demonstrated how a living entity should perform his daily activities. He performed his role as a son very, very nicely. He performed the role as a husband very nicely. So he performed the role as a husband very nicely. He performed the role as a Kshatriya very nicely. So like all these different things, like recently I was reading one section where Lord Rama is in the forest, along with Sita and Lakshmana, and various sages who are performing tapasya over there. So they are requesting Lord Rama. There are many Rakshasas, man-eaters, who are there in this forest and who are disturbing the sadhus. And they were mentioning that, you see, when we slacken in our practice, when we get a little bit diverted from our practice, so then these Rakshasas come and like attack us and kill us and eat us and things like that. So till the time they are fully on in their practice, the Rakshasas cannot do anything. So that is, so like whenever they get little diverted from their practice, so immediately these Rakshasas actually come and devour. And the sages are telling, see, we want to practice nicely, but then all the time, sometimes like we may also deviate. So, but then we need protection. Like there must be some accommodation of some mistakes. So, like I cannot do any mistake at all. Like the first mistake, I'll be killed. So then it is too much actually. So Lord Rama accepts that, and then he tells, okay, I will handle them. And at one point in time, Mother Sita actually petitions to Lord Rama that, you see, that in the forest already it has happened. Few times it has happened that some demons actually kidnapped Sita, like, and then Rama and Lakshmana have to fight and recover and things like that. And Mother Sita is telling, see, like we have come to the forest and we are having the dress like a sadhu, and we are eating like a sadhu in the forest. Like they had the vrata of taking only fruits and fruits. They were not taking any cooked food. So like we are dressed like a sadhu and we are eating like sadhu. So why don't we practice sadhu vritti? Like why don't we give up this, like bow and arrow and things like that? And we will be there in some one corner and we will just, do our bhajan, like some austerities and things like that. And these sadhus are being petitioned that you have to kill demons and things like that. So when you are dealing with these demons, to deal with the demons, he has to go to the interior portion of the forest. And so like there is so much of danger is there. And Mother Sita's petition is that, see, like invariably, like I am very attractive, invariably the demons will kidnap me. And if demons kidnap me, so like, we both being separated, I will also be in distress and you will also be in distress, like, so, Mother Sita is mentioning all these things. So, like, why not we, like, just, give up all these weapons and things like that, and we go to a secluded place where, the Rakshasas are not there, and we will just do our this one. And after you go back, after this 14 years is finished, after you go back, you will become a king. Then you follow Kshatriya Dharma. Till then, till then we will follow the Dharma of a sadhu. So because that is what we have been accepted, no? So then Lord Rama tells, see, that I have given a word to these sadhus, saying that I will kill these demons. So I don't mind if I am killed, or I don't mind if you are, if something happens to you or something happens to Lakshmana. But I cannot give up the word that is given to these sadhus. So like, I have to, whatever word I have given, so I have to live by that. So Lord Rama is actually demonstrating that this one of truthfulness, and then he is demonstrating the duties. At the same time, like, it is not that he's going to be deficient in taking care of his wife or something like that. But on top of it, he is telling that whether I'm in city or in the forest, now I'm still a Kshatriya. And if somebody comes to, for a problem, and then, I need to offer solution to that. So, like, I have to do my duty, diligently like that. So in that way, like, he performs that. And then when Mother Sita is asking for, some facilities or some things like, which she's asking for, and Lord Rama is like, he fulfills, those desires. So it is also the duty of a husband to provide for the needs and necessities of the dependents, or like, especially for the any superior for that matter, like they have to take care of the needs and necessities, or the dharmic needs and necessities of the dependents, and then they also need to offer protection. So, and Lord Rama also like did this thing that when Mother Sita was kidnapped, like whoever had performed that act, like, he would, what is that? He would destroy them, he would fight back with them, and things like that. So, like, he was very diligent in, giving protection and giving the needs and necessities of the dependents. Be it the citizens of Ayodhya or be it his own personal family. He actually demonstrated, very nicely, like his Varna Dharma and Ashrama Dharma. He very nicely demonstrated that thing. In fact, if you see in the scriptures, like whenever there is a question of we should do this or we should not do this and things like that, the discussion is about nowadays, like if I want to do something, what do I like? I do it. So like whatever I like, I do it. But in the scriptures, we see that what is the discussion? What is my duty? There is a discussion about like, okay, your situation is like this. In this situation, what is your particular duty? And that is a discussion. Then the duty is established. Okay, this is clarity of duty is established. Then whether he likes it or not, he performs. So that is how the performance of worship of Vishnu is. So in that way, like when we study Srimad Bhagavatam, when we study Bhagavad Gita, or when we study Ramayana, so we find that how to perform our daily activities in a way that it is worship of Lord Vishnu. Right? So that is the whole science of Krishna consciousness. So, like, I'm happy obviously practicing and trying to learn the various different aspects of Krishna consciousness and the nice guidance of Krishna Bhagavan Mataji. So, like, they are also nicely practicing and learning, and they are living a very nice, dedicated life, and they are quite fit to guide all of you practically on the this one. You see, like renunciants cannot guide the household. We don't even know the ABCD of that actually. So, but like Prabhu has the combination of both, where he is also living a a life which is close to renunciation. At the same time, he is also following his Grihastha Dharma very nicely, and he sets a very good example for all of you. And you should learn from nice devotees and practice this art of Krishna consciousness, art of performing this work, in such a way that we proceed towards liberation. So with this, I pause today's discussion. Any questions, comments, you can take it for some time. Any questions? Okay, so devotees can share some points with whatever you liked in the session. So one or two points from Prabhuji's side and one or two points from Prabhuji's side. Then we can close. Till what time we have?
12:15. Yeah, we can.
Just, huh? 12:30. So we have a little bit of time, so we can, take some reflections or questions and then.
Examples of using everything in Krishna consciousness, art of utilizing it, like putting petrol and taking the things, but that is for preaching purpose, or temple construction purpose, whatever it is. That's a nice example. So whatever we do, we have to utilize it in Krishna consciousness. That we need to make sure what we are doing, whether it is related to Krishna or not.
So all activities are fixed. So we have to learn how to do that activity as a service to Krishna. So that's the basic difference. So we are not going to change any activity. All activities are there. Eating is going to be there. No sleeping is going to be there. Like no, all the activities are going to be there. So but only thing is how to perform it as a service to Krishna. So that needs to be understood. Just like eating. Before we used to just cook and eat. So now we cook, offer it to the Lord and eat. So that is a way of performance of it. So in that way, like every activity must be learned, how to be performed, how it should be performed as a service to Krishna. Yes. So if throughout the day, whatever activity you are doing, for that, you want energy, for that you are sleeping. And whatever activities are you are doing throughout the day, so sleeping will take the same result. So it is considered as the same thing. So now, like a person who is doing, chori, dekaiti and things like that throughout the day, his sleeping is also considered to be like. And if a person is doing devotional activities throughout the day, so then his sleeping is also accounted in that only. And that also is there. Krishna is mentioning in the Bhagavad Gita that yukta ahara, vihara, yukta swapna avbodhasya. So like this is yukta ahara or yukta swapna. That means one is sleeping as much as it is necessary for the body. So then it is considered to be like an act of yoga, or an act of yajna. So and finally, like body should be utilized for service of the Lord also. But the act of sleeping itself, if it is done optimally, so then it is qualified to be called as devotional service, with addition of other things also. But if it is oversleeping, so then that becomes mode of ignorance. And undersleeping, if we are torturing the body by not giving sufficient sleep, so that is also like atyachar on the body. Body is property of the Lord, and that becomes sin actually. So we need to see that every activity is measured. Like every activity has rules and regulations. Like every activity has to be done appropriately. In that way. So appropriate amount of.
Rather than do whatever you could wish, perform the duties prescribed in the.
Yes. Like nothing like, okay, sleeping is my private activity, I'll do whatever. That is also yoga only. So, in the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga chapter, Krishna very specifically gives rules for eating. Like there is so much is there, not just offering the food to the Lord. What kind of food you will choose? Like food in the mode of goodness. And there is description of food in the mode of goodness. And such kind of best of the items that is taken, and that is cooked and offered in the service of the Lord, and that we consume. So then you also get nice nutrition. So like you cannot offer something cheap to the Lord. So and then as a result, whatever prasadam you are taking, like you will be healthy. So you cannot think of eating something from roadside unhealthy food and things like that. Although first of all it is, and you cannot offer to the Lord, and then it is of very low quality and things like that. So it gives so much benefit. It gives so much benefit actually. So I think it is. Krishna consciousness addresses all around, all the problems of life actually. Yes, you raised.
Like when we are doing our daily activity, tend to focus more on the activity at times, like it needs focus in the hospital. So during that time, how do we submit those, means do those activities as a service?
See, in practical example is in Bhagavad Gita itself, Arjuna himself also, in order to fight, so he needs to, he need to focus on the activity itself. The activity itself is very heavy duty. So the activity, the rules and regulations of that particular activity, if it is not against Krishna consciousness, it's just like an activity of our work should not be gambling or animal killing and things like that. So work should be dharmic, or it is not breaking the four regulative principles. And such work, when you focus on that work, and then the result of the work is utilized to maintain a dharmic family and for worship of Vishnu. So then even the focus on the details of that work becomes Krishna consciousness. So you may not be remembering Krishna through that activity, but the rules and regulations of performing that activity is taken from the scriptures. So then that becomes Krishna conscious activity. So that doesn't obstruct the bhakti. Such activities, they are like complementary to bhakti. They are not opposite to bhakti.
Like offering the result.
Offering the result is there. The work also must be pure. So then the result should be offered to the Lord. So at every stage the purity should be maintained. So just like if you want to eat good food stuff, so right in the time of cultivation, so we need to ensure that harvest or the pesticides and things like that should be used in an optimal way or minimal way and things like that. The seed should also be like very healthy seed and things like that. So then after that, like the crop should be allowed to grow to a certain optimum level, then harvest is made. So then after that, like the whole thing, like every level the quality can be ensured, right? So in that way, like even now we are building, the foundation level also quality should be ensured. Then the brickwork also quality should be ensured, and then the plastering also quality should be ensured. So in that same way, the activity of work itself quality should be ensured, and the result of that work, whatever we get, that also quality should be ensured, and then it should be offered in the service of the Lord in quality. So every level we need to ensure quality actually. So that's there, like in our how we are doing in our normal activities in any of this one. In the same way, Krishna consciousness also at every level quality should be ensured. Any other questions or reflections? Yes.
How to involve kids more in Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, so taking care of kids in a Krishna conscious way, like our responsibility, first of all, like our responsibility as a father or a mother, so is that like understanding what is the nature of the kid, and then like engaging that nature in Krishna's service, and as I was mentioning before, the any superior position means to like offer protection to the dependent and also provide the needs and necessity of that dependent. Whatever desire of the child is there, which is within the dharmic boundaries. So the parents are duty bound to fulfill those desires. And then also the parents are duty bound to teach the dharma to the children. Now you see, like speaking lie, is a adharma, we should not do. And whenever the child does such a thing, like we need to offer punishment. And till the time the child is till 5 years, 6 years, like no punishment, whatever he wants, let him do. And after that, like there is no concept of punishment comes. So like when the child grows from when the childhood innocence is a little bit, and then they are going to till the time of their puberty. So that is the time of correction, education. So that time, like generally, like what happens is the modern day, the parents are pampering the children too much, even in that age. That's a problem. That's the age of correction. So like that time, if a child does something wrong, he should have the fear that he will get punishment. And whenever he does something right, the parent should reward also. This is the way of governance. Like anywhere, any leadership or any administration. So this is the principle. So like how to administer or how to govern, like the dependents, like in whichever level it is. Whenever a mistake is performed, it should be punished, and whenever there is something nice or something proper is performed, that should be rewarded. So if the punishment and reward is rightly done, automatically everything will come under control. So like one should know what is dharma, and according to dharma, if somebody acts, he should be rewarded, and if somebody acts against that, it has to be punished. So raising children is also something like that. So one should know this ones, and like everyday activity. Like one of the thing, like one of the devotee child who was raised in devotional environment, and then one of our senior devotees, he has given his daughter in marriage to him. And this senior devotee, whenever he tells that some philosophical principle, and things like that, and the son-in-law, who's also raised up in devotional environment, he tells, please don't tell me anything from scriptures. Like why? Like you're grown up in devotional environment, and things like that. So why are you telling like this? You see, right? Throughout my childhood, I have been told this you have to do, this you have to do, this you have to do, and my parents never followed it. And I'm completely against all these things. Don't tell me anything from the scriptures. So, like, it is very, very important. One devotee was telling that whatever you follow, you can expect your child to follow 50%. Whatever you follow nicely, Krishna consciousness. And whatever you don't follow properly, you can expect your child to copy 200%. So, whatever wrong things you do, they will perform 200%. And whatever right things you do, they will perform 50%. So now, education of children means we should be very, very diligent. How much we are instructing the child, more than that we should be following. Now, if we are not following something, better don't instruct the child on that thing. If you are not speaking truth, then better don't tell the child you should speak truth, and otherwise I'll punish you and things like that. So better take him to a person who speaks truth, and from him he gets the instruction, it is fine. So like that it makes a negative, or it makes an anti-preaching to the children. If I don't do something properly and then I am instructing that to the child, we can become very sure that child is not going to follow that, because they can see that my parents are not following it, and why should I follow this thing? Or it is hypocrisy, like the whole world is hypocrisy. Just tell something in the face of this one and then do something else, and I will also do the same thing. So in that way, it becomes anti-preaching. So educating children in Krishna consciousness means we have to be very, very diligently practicing our own dharma, like various different activities, and then we should tell the children that you see, how I am doing, the same way you should do. So that is the best way of actually training them in this one. So the basic difference from the modern consciousness and the Vedic consciousness is, modern consciousness is centered around what I like, and the Vedic consciousness is centered around what is my duty. So if I perform my duty nicely, so then observing that, the children also will perform their duty very nicely. So otherwise what will happen, the children, after they grow up, anyway, you did not perform your duty properly, now I'll send you to old age home, you sit there, and things like that. So they will also not perform their duty. So in that way, it is very, very sense gratification. It may offer little bit of satisfaction and happiness for us, but so much of misery is there after that. So that is why one should be duty conscious, and one should learn the Varna Dharma, Ashrama Dharma from the this one, and when we demonstrate that, if we live our personal life with purity, that is the greatest teaching for our children. Greatest this one that we can actually offer benefit, that we can offer to our children actually.
I got one reflection from it. So
Yes.
we need to understand that Krishna is a devotee, other devotee. As we devotees are integrating our life to Krishna activities like offering customers. So other devotees are just blindly following this. We have difference between these two departments.
Other devotees means? I didn't
Other devotees, non-Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
They follow differently. We follow our procedure offering, praying and doing all these things. That's usually lectures from the Prabhupada. We follow this way, we continuously involve in mental life, but we are doing the very peacefully. So that's the reflection.
Yeah, so that's why you should preach. You should all become nicely trained in how to perform this one, how to implement these scriptural wisdoms, and you should help others. So that's where the preaching is depends on you only. What I can do. So now we cannot say that the world is wrong because nobody gave proper direction to them. And now we cannot go and say like world is wrong. Like you know what is right, and if you are not preaching, then that all that responsibility comes to us only. It is like in COVID time, whoever had the medicine, so they have to distribute to people. So in the same way now also, the disease is sense gratification, and the disease is rampant everywhere. And those people who know how to perform Krishna consciousness, it is their responsibility to distribute the medicine. And so that is why the preaching is very important. Otherwise, we will get some karma for that also. I am not doing anything wrong. That is not sufficient. So I should in my capacity, whatever is possible in my capacity, I should exercise. 5 people, 10 people, like how many people I can. Give this knowledge to others. So I should endeavor, some bit, I should endeavor to give this knowledge to others. So then I perform my duty of giving, doing the paropakara also. So then it is fine. So in this way, we should try to, because it's a science, if we try to expand too fast also, it will be a problem. Because this art of performing work without getting, affected by the material nature, it's a very, very great art. It is not like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, we cannot understand. So it requires good training of 5 years, 10 years, we are nicely trained. So then we will get that kind of this one. So even now also, many of you are recommended for Bhakti Vriksha leader and things like that. You should always know that you know certain things, and those things you are training people, and then further things you should bring them to senior devotees who are expert in performing the Krishna conscious activities. So in that way, we should try to be there as an practically speaking, Bhakti Vriksha leader means assistant preacher. The senior preachers are there for them. We are being an assistant, and then in the same time when we are learning also how to perform this, we are trying to help others also how to perform this Krishna conscious activities. And over a period of time, we should also become expert, in this thing. Right? So in that way, we should organically and nicely we should grow. Otherwise, what will happen is if we too much expand without quality, so then many people will be there, but they will not be knowing what to do, how to do properly. And in the name of Krishna consciousness, they will be doing material activities. Then that is that will become completely ulta. So that should not happen. So that is why we should nicely train ourselves and live our life nicely in Krishna conscious way. And to best of our capacity, we should try to spread this knowledge also to as many people as possible. Yes.
So, when you're saying that for grahasthas, the dharmas should be along with 9 devotional process, we should follow the prescribed duties. Then, along with that, as a wife, as a woman, we also have, I also have other dharmas. So, when I understand this, it feels difficult because when I not follow it one dharma, I may not please Krishna. So, how to be steady with this, and is there any discount?
No discount. It is like whatever responsibilities we have taken, we should diligently discharge those responsibilities. So just like we see that if we see in Ramayana itself, when I was mentioning Mother Sita is a very amazing example of following the dharma of a woman. Very, very nicely she performs her activities, as a daughter, as a wife, later on as a mother and things like that. So she performs her duties very, very nicely. So it is very important. See, the package is I have to perform my Krishna conscious activities or the chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that. So in the form of Mangalarti or Boga offering and chanting and all those things I have to do. And then I also have to do my material duties as my Varna Dharma, Ashrama Dharma and things like that. So put together, all of it should be pure. No? So then the result of Krishna consciousness is properly manifested. No? Because in the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna mentions that this one, Esham tu antagatam papam, jananam punya karmanam, te bandha moha nirmukta, bhajante mam dridavata. So the package must be free from sin. No? So like the whole package 24/7, whatever we are doing, it should be free from sin. So like, see for renunciants, like if they do only Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that, that is sufficient. But if I take on to the Grahastha Dharma, so then I have to do Shravanam, Kirtanam also, and along with that I have to do Grahastha Dharma also. And all of them has to be done nicely. So that is this one. So now the question is about whatever dharma I have, how to learn and how to discharge those dharmas nicely. It is not about discount to nature.
It's like so many dharmas.
Yeah, it is there. So many dharmas.
Same question is like, we sometimes I feel like, actually there are more work for men only, but on women's side it is little more. Because kids also...
No, see, we have only 24 hours. That 24 hours only we have, nothing else we have. And in that, whatever we do, we have to do according to rules and regulations. That's all. So we cannot get more work, less work. We cannot get some 30 hours, 40 hours, nothing we can do. We have only 24 hours. In that 24 hours, if I chant, okay, there are certain rules and regulations for chanting. How you should chant, what offenses you should avoid and things like that. And if I add deity worship, then I have further more rules and regulations to take care of the deity worship and offenses to be avoided. And if I add Grahastha Dharma, so then there are certain rules and regulations for like men, and certain rules and regulations for women, different rules and regulations for different roles that we are playing, right? So these, anyway we are doing that role. So we just need to do it as Krishna has mentioned, that's all. So like not doing it out of our mental whims, like we are just doing it based on rules and regulations given in the scriptures. Sometimes we may think that productivity is going to go less. Fine, like, it is not about how much we are going to be productive. It's about whether I did a dharmic act or adharmic act. So that is what is the whole this one. If I am not able to do too much, it's fine. Whatever I am able to do, so that I should do it in a dharmic way. So that is the whole this one. So any other? No, 24 hours only. We are not expected to do anything beyond that. After the period, the friendship. We should treat the children like a friend. It is Chanakya Pandit says like once they grow till the shoulder level, so that means they should not be treated as children anymore. So they should be treated like a friend. One should not. One should instruct or correct or things like that, like a superior friend. There are also like friends, like a superior friend. So in the Vedic system, the guru is meant to be like a superior friend, and the father and mother, for a grown-up child, meant to be like a superior friend. So that means still the child has to look upon the parents as a superiors, but at the same time exchange a friendly relationship, like this one. So in that way, like so it has to be done. So the correction also has to be done. You see, like what is good and bad. We have explained to you, and we have also like given you exposure of all those things. So now life is yours, and you have to lead a very dharmic life. So now you see, like, this is the pros of doing the right thing, and this is the cons of doing the wrong thing. So now, like, the responsibility lies in you. So till the time you were innocent, and the responsibility actually lies with the parents. And when he becomes conscious, when he becomes responsible, like basically the age of puberty or like growing to that age, like 12, 13, 14. So we generally see that the responsibility actually comes in. So that time the parents' language and dealing with the children changes, saying that now you are a responsible person. Now I am not going to instruct you, like every small things. I am going to tell you what is right, what is wrong. And it is up to you. Like if you do right, you will get the good results. If you do wrong, you will have to face the bad results. So, but as a good friend, I'll always be there with you. Like whatever phase of life is there, I will discharge my duty as a parent. I will, whatever dharmic desires that you have, I will try my best to fulfill your desires. And whatever way I need to protect you, I will protect you and things like that. I will do all of my duty towards you. I will do it properly. And then I will also tell what is right and what is wrong. And it is up to you, to follow. Just like Krishna also, as a friend to Arjuna, he, after explaining all of Bhagavad Gita, he is telling that, now I have put forward all the right things and its results and all the wrong things and its results. And now it is up to you, Yateshisi Tata Guru. So like, it is responsibility lies in you, right? So after that age, we should not snatch the responsibility from them. So we should, give the responsibility in that time. In fact, when we become too much instructive, so then like we don't get sufficient control. But when we give responsibility to them, see like this is right, this is wrong, and now you are responsible, then they start thinking, I am owner of my activities. And they start thinking, and that responsibility disciplines them actually. So we should not snatch away the responsibility, we should just guide them and give them the responsibility so that like they will do things within a controlled environment. And when they become youth and when they like enter into their own personal life, they will be nicely trained in a responsible this one. So then they'll get complete independence. So like after puberty, like it is not complete independence, but then there is sufficient independence is given. Controlled independence you can say. So that in that way like it is given. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktananda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yes.